Hey there, welcome to another episode of Stella Damasus Diaries. How are you? How's everyone doing? I'm very excited to be back. It's another week, and I know a lot has happened within 1 week. Well, anyway, I know I look good. You don't have to tell me. I went for an interview today, very interesting interview. We talked about a lot of things, but I have something important that I want to really talk about. People don't like to talk about it. They shy away from it, in fact. And it's really concerning Africans, especially Nigerians. I'm going to tell you a story, and I'll tell you why I'm talking about it, because I'm really tired of the way people handle this thing. I'm really tired. We have to do better. We have to fix it. We have to change it. But don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
She's so beautiful. She's black and beautiful. She's so beautiful. She's black and beautiful. She's so beautiful. She's Africa.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's Stella Damasus Diaries. So before we went on the break, I was telling you that I went for an interview. They asked me a couple of questions, some personal, but I had to talk about it. I talked about purpose and, why I do the things I do, who I am, moving forward with my life and all of that. It was fun. Anyway, the thing I really wanted to discuss with you today was after I came back from the interview, I received a voice note from one of the ladies that I mentor in Nigeria. And she was telling me about a situation that happened to her a year ago, how she wanted to get a house. She wanted to rent a house. And she met with the owner of the house and said, look, I want to rent this place, blah, blah, blah. She had the money because she works. And the landlord asked her a series of questions. And one of the questions he asked her was, are you married? And she said, no, but what has that got to do with anything? He said, no, I don't rent my property to single women. And she's like, okay, I'm not married now. I was married and I have a child. I have a son. So what's the big deal? And he says, no, that's even worse. You cannot come here as a single mom, because if we don't know who the father is, if we don't know the kind of life you live, we don't know if you'll be bringing men, blah, blah, blah. And when I was listening, I'm like, this is impossible. That was when I started doing research and I started asking around. And a lot of women actually confirmed that people don't rent out houses to single women. This happened in Nigeria. I don't know if it happens in Ghana or any other part of Africa. I don't know. But it was shocking to me. I mean, I'd heard it before. It's not like it was something new, but I didn't think it was really that bad. And she stood there. She said she stood there looking at the guy, wondering, why are you doing this? What has my marital status got to do with, me being able to rent your place when I can pay? I can pay my rent. I'm not going to owe you. I have guaranteed paycheck every month. So what's the problem? And the guy refused. It became difficult. She found it very difficult to rent a house. Before she was able to get one, it was tough. And then she realized that she didn't even know, because she wasn't in Lagos at first when this thing was happening. So when she came to Lagos, she found the same thing happening and realized that there was a stigma attached to being a single mom. I'm like, really? Okay. I've been a single mom, so I don't understand. And she was like, you're lucky. You're different. You're in the entertainment world. So of course people will say all sorts, but when women become single mothers, is a difficult situation. And I'm like, hold up. Why is it a difficult situation? Do they think that women go into marriages, have kids, and decide, you know what, now that I've had my child, I want to break up with this man because I want my goal in life is to be a single mom? I don't understand. Because I know that different things happen. It could be that they got a divorce because they had issues and they couldn't fix it, they couldn't mend it. It could be that the spouse passed away. It could be that, somebody got her pregnant and didn't want to marry her or something. It could be anything. What would you rather she did? Do you want her to abort the baby or give the baby away? When women decide to bring up their child, even if they find themselves alone, how is it a stigma? I still don't get it. Because I know for a fact that when we see single dads, it's something that draws people to them. It's a fun thing. When a man comes and says, "Oh, that's my daughter. Oh, that's my son," all the women around him will go, "Oh, that's so nice. He must be a good dad. He must be such a great guy, so loving that even if his wife is not around anymore, he's still hands-on." Oh, that kind of thing can draw babes to men. Let's be honest. When women see a single dad who's doting over his child, football practice or dance practice or this, or she wants to go for a party, or daddy's doing dress up with her, or daddy's taking the boy to see a football match or something, everybody's tripping. "Oh my goodness, he's so fantastic, he's this." People start saying, "Let me introduce you to this person. Let me introduce you to that girl. She knows how to take care of kids. She will love your children. You can't be alone." He becomes a star. He becomes a hero. People will do anything for him. But why is it that when it's a woman, it becomes stigma? How? The same scenario, same situation, just for different genders. I don't get it. I really don't understand, because it seems like you don't catch a break. You do not catch a break. Because you see people say, "So where's the father? So where's the husband? So where is it this? So why are you a single mom? Don't you know? Can't you see? How are your children? Oh, would they respect you? Wouldn't they turn out XYZ? Oh, I'm actually wondering how these children would turn out." To those people who want to say those kind of things, have you seen my children? Have you seen my children? Do you know what they do? Do you know where they are? Do you know how educated they are? Do you know how intelligent they are? Do you know how beautiful they are? Well-behaved. Disciplined. I keep saying God gifted me. He gave me beautiful gifts. Have you seen my children? So when people come around and say, when only a woman raises children, they never, there's something that's not complete. There must be a man. Why? Why is there a difference? Single dad, hey, dude, you're good. You're a gentleman. You're a hands-on. You're a good dad, man. You're taking up your responsibility. You're doing a great job. But, I'm a single mom. Oh, right. Okay. Okay, how you doing? Why make it seem like it's an abomination? It's a crap. I honestly used to think that these things were in the past, that people don't talk about things like that. Because I know that in some places in Nigeria, a woman can't bail somebody out of prison. They can't. Out of a cell, a woman cannot. When I heard it, I said, no, they're telling me lies. But there are some places, some police stations that you will go to and they will tell you, you are coming to bail this person. No, you have to go and bring a man. You have to go and get a man. So you can't post bail for someone. You can't rent a house because you are a single mother. I still don't get it. I'm hoping that somebody will be able to watch this episode and write to me and explain to me how it's okay for people to deprive single mothers of things that other people get. So would you rather she tossed the baby and she just comes out as a single girl? So she should leave her baby, or lie that she has a child. But she's taking full responsibility of that child. She's taking care of her child. So why deprive her of these things? Why deprive women of these things? I don't understand. I don't understand, because people will say, when you have both parents together raising the children, those children turn out much better than children raised by single parents. I'm like, no. I have seen some kids that were raised by both their dad and their mom in the same house, and I saw how they turned out. Trust me. That's all I can say. But they had both their parents. And I've also seen kids who were raised by a single dad or single mom, and they turned out great. I'm not advocating. I'm not saying, it's okay to be single. Nobody wants to do that. I mean, I hear that a few women that, I don't want to marry, I just want to have kids or whatever. That's different. But I'm talking about women who once had a husband and they had a child and something happened along the line and now they are left to cater for those kids. I don't think people understand how difficult it is to do that. And then to now add that stigma on top of it to say, oh, woman, she's single mom, blah, 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 blah. Guys, we need to talk about this, but don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
She's so beautiful. She's Africa.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we've been talking about single parents, especially single moms. Before this interview, I had another interview. This time it was virtual. And they asked me a question about, raising my girls, how I raised my daughters, how do I, talk to them, what's the relationship like and everything. And in the course of my response, I was like, one of the things that I realized in raising my daughters is that as I was raising them, I was growing. I was learning. Motherhood teaches you a lot of things, but it also changed me. It made me learn a lot more. It made me understand a lot more. And I had to do research because you have to be able to support your children, to respond to them, to answer their questions when they have some and whatever it is. It is not easy to be a single mom. That's why I said in the previous segment that, look, I'm not saying, it's okay to just want to have children and no, nobody goes into a marriage and decides to get out just because I've had kids. That's it for me. I don't want the marriage anymore because I've had children. I'm done. No, nobody does that. Things happen. So imagine this. A woman who's growing, who's learning, who's still navigating her way through life, who's still trying to find out who she is, her purpose and all of that. Now she has a child or children that she has to take care of on her own. Now let's think about it. Think about the emotional support. Now this woman has her own emotional battles to fight, her own emotional battles to deal with. It's not easy because whatever it is that you're feeling, you have to control it in such a way that it does not affect your child. It is not easy. Even when you are down, when you have children in front of you, you can't let them see that. You can't let them know that there's a lot of pain or that you're going through X, Y, Z because it's not easy. You're thinking about finances. You're thinking about giving them stability. You're thinking about giving them a roof over their heads, their school fees, their clothes, their food, their mental state, everything. You're thinking about their physical appearance. You're thinking about their health. You're thinking about their spirituality. You're thinking about every single aspect of these children as you're thinking about your own. Because if you are not okay, there's no way you can take care of your kids. So if you're not fine, your kids are not fine. But you're handling these things on your own. It was meant to be handled by two people. But now, due to no fault of yours, most of the time, you are taking on the responsibility. I've heard stories of men that would just walk away, leave their wives and their children, walk away and go and start another family. Now, I'm not saying that it's only the men that do it, because I know that some women have left their matrimonial homes as well and left the kids with a man. But you see, the men don't suffer it as much as the women do. Because when a man does it, they will hail him. But if it's a woman that's single, she's this, she's that, they start to call her names. They start to look at her funny. They don't want to rent houses to her. Nothing. I'm like, how? Even some schools, you go to some schools and you want to register your child. And then you're filling forms and they're asking for the father or something. Oh, Father's Day. Oh, they want to do something with the men and all of that. And you show up and they're like, where's her dad? Oh, he's not with us anymore. Oh, I'm not married anymore. You just see the other people just looking, oh, okay. Like, what is it? Think about it. Think about everything that you have to do for yourself. Psychologically, emotionally, financially, mentally, health, everything. Where you go to, the school choices, everything. What's good for my child, what's not good for my child. Oh, my child has to see this program. I have to make sure that it's clean. I have to make sure that it's okay. I have to make sure that their hair is done. I have to make sure that they bath well. I have to make sure their clothes are clean. They have food whenever they need food. I have to make sure that lunch is packed. I have to make sure this. I have to make sure that. And on top of that, I have to get the money to provide all of that. How is that easy? Please. How is it easy? Because in all of this, you're still trying to better yourself as a person. You're still trying to grow as a person. You're still trying to trying to build your spiritual life, your mental, your physical, your psychological, your everything. You're building that for you and your children. As a woman, it's hard already. Because in your place of work, we know what happens. That's why a lot of people are still fighting equality this, equality that. People are fighting feminists. Oh, everything, feminism, all these feminists, they're attacking men. No, they're not attacking men. They're just saying, we're human. Women are human. Treat them as human beings too. They are human beings too. It's not a matter of gender. It's a matter of me being a human being, me wanting what normal human beings will want. A man wants to be paid properly for the work that he's doing. A woman wants to be paid properly for work she's doing as well. Is she not a human being? Is she not doing the same work that he's doing? How, I don't want to get into this feminism talk because that's a topic that I've prepared for another episode. And trust me, that one's going to be fire. It will be fire for fire because I'm tired. I'm tired of the way people make these things out to be so, I feel so bad for a lot of women who go through these things and they don't have an outlet. They don't have a platform. They don't have forums where they can just sit down and talk about this. I don't know if there are groups like that or ministries like that, because a lot of women will tell you, it's not church matter. Me, I want to talk, So I'm hoping that there are organizations that do this for women where they can all come, single moms can all come and sit down and talk about their issues, the challenges that they have to face, how society looks at them and treats them, the things that they cannot get, that married women can get. Who would have thought that that would be a problem? So at every step of a woman's life, there's a problem. You are married, there's an issue somewhere. You are not married, there's an issue. Okay, you were married, but not anymore, there's an issue. Okay, worst of all, you became a widow, there's still an issue. Where do we catch a break? Where do we catch that break? You're divorced, there's stigma. You're separated, there's stigma. You have kids, problem. If you don't have kids, problem. Okay, you have kids and you don't have a boy, problem. At what point can you breathe? At what point can you be accepted that, okay, she's human. She doesn't have control over these things. Let her be, let her live. At what point? Because I still don't see how having a child or children would bring stigma. It's a blessing. It's a thing of joy. I don't care what the circumstance is. There was a pastor that came to a church that I attended years ago in Georgia, in Atlanta, Georgia. He came to preach and his story gave me like serious chills. Like I was listening to this guy and he was such a great preacher. I hardly say this about people. He was a great preacher. I read his book and this man was a product of rape. His mother was raped. She wasn't married. She was single. She was young and she was raped by a thief. She doesn't know who this person is. She couldn't find him. She didn't even get justice, but she got pregnant. You know what she decided to do? She decided to keep the baby. The family told her, we will disown you, we will throw you out. You can't bring a baby to this world and, have that child when it's a child of a thief. What if he ends up becoming like his father? What if he ends up becoming a thief and going to jail? You bring shame to the family. You bring this to the family. And the girl said, no, I will have this child and I will raise this child as a good person. Guess what? Today, that same man has won so many souls. That same man has gone all over the world preaching, written books that have changed people's lives. Imagine if she had tossed that child or if she had aborted him. All those saved people would not be saved because that was what he was meant to do. The way he came is not the issue. The fact is he came and he has a mother who believed in the child she was carrying, gave birth to him and raised him well to be a great guy. Now he's one of the best preachers in America. But he was a product of rape. She's a single mom. Would you stigmatize her? No, you wouldn't. We have to do better as a society, especially us Africans. We have to do better. It's important. I'm glad I got this out. Anyway, don't go anywhere. I'm coming right back.
She's so beautiful.
Welcome back. I am glad that I got a chance to talk about this. I mean, it gives me a lot of freedom. It frees me to be able to speak my heart, my mind. And I told you guys that with what I'm doing here in Diaries, I'm sharing my heart with you, why I do the things I do, why I think the way I think. Let's stop putting the stigma on women who are single moms. Okay, we need to stop that. All right. Do we agree? Do we agree on that? We should. But I just want you to remember one thing. It's not who people say you are. It's who God says you are. I know that I will see you again next week. Thank you for hanging out with me. I can't wait to share. All right, guys. Bye.
She's so beautiful.